If you are anything like me, you love immersing yourself in a new world. A world separate from the world we live in right now, because frankly, the world we live in right now is kind of scary. And maybe you want to be in a world that's scary but also safe. And if you are like me, you love RPGs. And today we are here to talk about 21 upcoming RPGs for Nintendo Switch. Hello everybody, Gabe here, and today we have a wonderful, fantastic, and very diverse list of worlds that you can jump in. Okay, from Mario to just indie darlings that you've probably never heard about, but just might pique your interest. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to smash that like button, and if you're not familiar with our content and you do have fun here, make sure to subscribe so that you don't miss any of our other content. We try to bring you videos daily for all types of fun Nintendo news. Okay, RPGs, man, one of my favorite genres ever. Probably my favorite genre. I know people really love shooters these days, but RPGs, especially JRPGs, have really always been where I find my most entertaining hours spent on Switch. There is so many good ones already out there. From things like Octopath Traveler, which is a very traditional JRPG, to Breath of the Wild, which is a action RPG of some kind. It's more an action game, but there's definitely RPG elements in there. There is a lot of stuff already on here, and I am excited to talk about what is coming up. For the following 21 games, we're gonna go in order of release date. Frankly, most of these do not have a release date, so those will be alphabetical, but in the beginning, the first few are going to be order release date. Okay, let's get into it. This first one on our list is actually out super soon, next week type soon, June 26th. You can pick up Yes, Your Grace. The regular price is $19.99. It's going to be available for $17 if you pre-order. So if this looks exciting to you, make sure to grab it. These are troubling times, Your Grace. The petitioners' petty matters exceed our limited resources, to say nothing of the war. A careful balance must be struck. Your throne awaits. All right, so in this kingdom management RPG, petitioners will arrive in the throne room each turn to ask for your advice and assistance. You have to decide whether to help them with their problems or to conserve the resources for more important matters. And remember, supplies are limited and not everyone has the kingdom's best interests at heart. It lets you listen to petitioners each turn and decide who needs support. I want to stop right there for a second because this is gonna make me feel bad. I know when I play this game, I am gonna get a very sad story from a family of some kind. And I'm going to want to help them because I can help everybody. But it seems like this game puts you in the place where you can't help everybody. Aid your family with their personal problems and decide upon their fate. I don't want to decide anyone's fate at all, really. Hire generals, witches, hunters to aid your efforts. Prepare for battle and make alliances by satisfying the whims of lords and kings. You follow the stories of the quirky yet determined characters that visit your halls. All right, this game, man. I love the art style. I think that looks really cool. And I know it's like pixelated, and there's a lot of pixelated games on Switch. I understand that. But something about this one, just, it seems like it's really, really well done. I like it. And I like the fact that this is going to make you pick some very difficult choices. I am not looking forward to that at all. I don't want to feel bad, but it's going to make me feel bad, and maybe there is some interesting times to be had in that. So check out Yes, Your Grace. It's coming out very, very soon. It is a kingdom management RPG. And yeah, let me know in the comments if you're picking it up, because this is next week, so maybe there might be a video in store for you guys if you enjoy it. Number 2 on our list is Paper Mario: The Origami King, and it is available July 17th, 2020. It is oh so soon, and I am oh so hyped to get my hands on this. This game needs very little introduction, but the kingdom has been ravaged by an origami menace. Join Mario and his new partner Elysia as they battle evil folded soldiers, repair the damaged landscape, and try to free Princess Peach's castle from the clutches of King Ali in this comedy-filled adventure only on the Nintendo Switch. Man, this seems like it's going to be a return to form for Paper Mario, and no, it's not fully back to the 1,000-year door style of adventure, but I'm still excited because Kamek doesn't get to follow us, and I love Kamek, and I don't think he gets the props he deserves. I'm excited to just jump into this beautiful, colorful, and also really diverse world. We've seen a lot of separate areas. We've seen like shopping malls, we've seen the Old West, we've seen sewers, we've seen the fact that we can be on a boat. We've also seen that Shy Guys finished last, so keep that in mind. I know that this is something that a lot of you are probably already going to pick up, but hey, it doesn't stop us from telling you how excited we are for it. It is an upcoming RPG, probably the most exciting upcoming RPG on Switch for me. If you are going to pick up anything on the list, it should probably be this. Next, we have Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles Remastered being released August 27th. This game was announced quite a while ago. We never had a release date. Now Square Enix's official site has a release date of the 27th of August. Crystal Chronicles is back, more beautiful than ever on Nintendo Switch. You play as a young group known as the Crystal Caravans, and they embark on an epic journey to search for a precious and rare liquid needed to cleanse and maintain a crystal, protecting their world from deadly gas. Team up with faraway friends to take down fearsome foes. Enlist comrades to your Crystal Caravan in an online multiplayer mode for up to 4 players. Adventure awaits your caravan in a brand new land teeming with wonder. There are even new areas inside dungeons, so those who played the original will have surprises in store when they do come back and play. This game was released such a long time ago, around 15 years or so. I actually remember having a really hard time finding friends to play the original with me. It was a little bit more cumbersome to get people to play with you, but now you can just do it all online and it's gonna be great. So very much looking forward to that. Will I dive back into Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles and play the entire thing again? Probably not, but I know that a lot of people have been excited for this one for a long time, and I'm glad that it is finally being released. Fans of Final Fantasy, rejoice. Crystal Chronicles is coming soon. Next up, we have something that looks like an absolute gem. Cris Tales is coming November 17th to Nintendo Switch. Cris Tales is a classically inspired RPG where past, present, and future are brought together on one screen. Players can use Crisbel's amazing ability to slip between eras, aiding citizens across Crystallis' kingdoms and pushing enemies to points in time for an upper hand in battle. Cris Tales' hand-drawn, Colombian-inspired world is a charming pairing of fantasy with tributes to real-world architecture and landmarks, making every step of this enthralling journey a delight to explore. Okay, I know I said that Paper Mario was probably the one. This seems like this could be the other one. First of all, I think the art style is beautiful, absolutely beautiful. I think that the battle system is going to be pretty unique because apparently it allows you to transport between different eras and try to gain different advantages. I think that this game looks amazing, straight up amazing. Now, will it all come together when we actually get to play it? I don't know. There's been other games that had amazing trailers and weren't super fun, but this one does have an amazing trailer. If it has a cool story, if the gameplay feels good, this is going to be one that I want to just jump into. It's also coming to next-gen consoles, which is awesome. Yes, PS5, Xbox One, Series X, and Nintendo Switch. Any game that makes it on all three, I'm all for. And an indie love letter to classic JRPGs, wow. That is what the developers call this, an indie love letter to classic JRPGs. This is just right up my alley, and hopefully it's right up your alley too. It looks great. Moving right along, we have Baldo. Baldo, the Guardian Owls. A prophecy came true. A pure heart child is born. We need one of those in the world right now. The no-heart creature has sealed in the underworld by the wise owls is about to rise again. A journey into a magical land full of mysteries to discover. Baldo is an action RPG full of puzzles and intricate dungeons to solve. Traveling around the world, Baldo will interact with many and funny characters scattered everywhere to complete the main story quest and many other side quests. Tons of side quests, cool. You'll travel into an open world map, discovering new towns and people, fighting enemies, locating hidden temples, and collecting objects to get new weapons to use. All right, this looks kind of coolish too. It has Zelda vibes. There's this giant snow creature. There's a frog playing an instrument. This all looks eerily cool. There's also some giant rock monsters. You're going into paintings. All of this sounds very Zelda-like. It kind of looks Zelda-like. You put on a mask at one point, you turn invisible while you're kind of just going around and stealthing. There's a giant tree monster. I don't know. The enemy variety looks great. I think that visually it looks cool. It doesn't look amazing or anything, but if the gameplay is there, this could be another one of those that I wasn't super excited for, but if it comes out and it has good word of mouth, I'll definitely jump in. I don't know. Baldo might be one to keep your eye out on. Next, we have a highly anticipated sequel to a game that I consider to be a classic RPG, Bravely Default 2. It doesn't have a release date, just says 2020, but you get to step into a brand new world with 4 brand new heroes. A new world, a new story, all new heroes of light awaiting an original RPG experience arriving on the Nintendo Switch in 2020. This is a successor to the original Bravely Default, and it comes from a team that brought you the Bravely series and Octopath Traveler, and featuring music from Revo. Okay, acclaimed composer of the Bravely Default soundtrack. This is a brand new entry in the beloved Bravely series. Travel in the world in search of 4 crystals with the latest incarnation of the brave band known as the Heroes of Light. The latest creation from Team Asano, creators of the Bravely series and Octopath Traveler. New world filled with new characters, but with the atmosphere and the excitement the Bravely series is known for. If you played the original, you know that you've been excited for this one for a while. There's probably not much need to sell you on this one. You know whether you are going to like it or not. I thought that Octopath Traveler was great. Bravely Default is great, so I see no reason why they wouldn't keep up that track record with this. Octopath Traveler surprised us all with the way it performed. It got really good reviews and it sold super well. And maybe Bravely Default 2 could be just as popular and just as good. That team has a lot going for them, and I personally can't wait to get my hands on this. We have no idea when Breath of the Wild 2 is going to be released, but when it does release, it's instantly going to shoot up to my must-play games. Have to get my hands on it as soon as possible. And 2, probably my Game of the Year list. I love The Legend of Zelda. Breath of the Wild was a fantastic way to bring the franchise up to the modern age with a huge open world with fantastic RPG elements. I know that not everybody was a fan of the weapon breaking, the degradation, but I love it. I personally like that. You can still get your Master Sword and all that. There were a lot of elements of classic Zelda mixed with a lot of new Zelda, and the fact that we're getting a full-on sequel, what hypothetically is going to be so soon after the original Breath of the Wild, is mind-blowing to me. I don't think it gets released this year or anything like that, but I guess it's not impossible. We have no idea what the plans are going to be for the fall for Nintendo, and if they want to compete with brand new consoles from their competitors, a Zelda game is probably a good way to do it. I'm excited to see just how different this is. Do they use a lot of the same world, a lot of the same assets, or is it going to be radically different in some way? My hunch is that they're going to have to keep it kind of the same, especially because they are releasing this so soon after. A continuation of the story set in the same world is something I'm all for. I'm looking forward to The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild 2, the sequel, whatever it ends up being called. But we just have no idea when it's going to be. It's still something we have to mention as an upcoming RPG that I'm excited for. I know a lot of you are excited for it too. Now we just hope that it comes sooner rather than later. This next one is something that I already tried on PC because it's been released there for a little while and it has very positive review scores. And as soon as I heard it was coming to Switch, I instantly said, nope, I'm waiting because this seems like it's going to be perfect on the go. Disco Elysium is a groundbreaking role-playing game. You're a detective with a unique skill system at your disposal and a whole city block to carve your path across. Interrogate unforgettable characters, crack murders, or take bribes. Become a hero or an absolute disaster of a human being. Those are 2 options that, I never want to have in real life. I kind of just want to be a good dude. But in a video game, sometimes I'm okay being terrible. This game has a lot of 10s, a lot of 9s. It reviewed very, very well. It has a 91 on Metacritic, and it has some awesome features. Unprecedented freedom of choice, countless tools for role-playing, a revolutionary dialogue system with unforgettable characters. You get to carve your own path across the city. You get to be hard-boiled, hardcore. There's a lot of super inappropriate stuff that we can't even talk about in this video. This is a very adult and grown-up game, and one that I want to dive into. It's coming to Switch this year. That's all they've said so far. We don't have a firm release date or window of any kind, but when Disco Elysium does come to Switch, I'm going to be there for it. Like I said, I think that it's perfect for playing handheld, and the developer claims that the world is alive with real people, not extras. You play them against each other, try to help them, or fall hopelessly in love. Disco Elysium's revolutionary dialogue system with partially voiced characters lets you do almost anything. I love having that much freedom in any game. You get to wield from 14 tools, from guns, flashlight, boombox, or pour yourself a cocktail with 6 different psychoactive substances. That is where we will stop describing all these cool little features because, like I said, it's a very grown-up game, but this is one that I have had an eye on for a while since it was released in October of 2019. 17,000 very positive reviews on Steam. A lot of 10s and 9s from huge websites like GameStop, IGN, PC Gamer. Yeah, I'm all about this one. I love the premise of this next one. It is Dismantle and it is out later this year. As you ascend from your shelter after the long years, a brave new world awaits you. A world inhabited with nasty, vile creatures. A world where no other human souls seem to be seen. A world with nature in reigns now. A world that's about to get even worse. You need to find a way to escape the wretched island, but before that, enjoy the bittersweet apocalypse. You get to break over 99% of all objects and materials with the right tools. No barrier will stop you. I think that that's a really cool concept. Fight with or run away from the nasty and vile creatures on the post-apocalyptic area. Explore the handcrafted open world and uncover its mysteries. Survive, clear areas of monsters and claim it as yours. You build outposts to establish your presence, craft permanent weapons, tools, outfits, and trinkets. Hunt the dangerous game or tame them for your post-apocalyptic zoo ranch. Farm exotic plants and reap the rewards as crops get ripe. Solve puzzles above ground and underground in the tombs of the old ones. Fish cunning scaly things under the watery surface. Cook delicious recipes for permanent stat and ability upgrades, and unravel the mysteries of the strange island. I think that this looks super sweet. You get the option to fight or flight. You get the option to build up your base, make it however you want. I don't know. This is one that I didn't even know about before I started gathering information for this video, and now I am going to be keeping an eye out when it eventually releases later this year because I want to get in on this. Okay, the real world got dangerously close to an apocalypse. There's a lot of dangerous stuff happening out there. I'd much rather live it in a video game. Next, we have Eastward, which looks really cool and is also coming sometime in 2020. In the near future, society is starting to collapse with the human population shrinking to an all-time low. As the world around falls to ruin, a hardworking miner called John discovers a young girl named Sam deep underground in a secret facility. After escaping the town, the unlikely pair embark on an emotional journey to discover the strange truth about her origins and the mystery behind the sinister creatures who descend on the local towns, devouring everything in their paths. Discover the wonderfully weird world of Eastward. Jump aboard the cross-country railway which spans this decaying continent. Stop off to explore its bustling towns, curious campsites, and shady forests. Fend off peculiar monsters and ferocious bosses with your weapon of choice, be it a gun, a flamethrower, or your trusty old frying pan. I'm gonna go with the frying pan. Switch between controlling John and Sam to solve environmental puzzles and fight your way through, or stick together as you traverse a perilous landscape. Get to know a quirky cast of characters with oodles of personality as you immerse yourself in this heartwarming story-driven adventure packed with fun and wacky humor. Inspired by 90s Japanese animation, the vibrant world of Eastward is brought to life by a combination of innovative modern 3D lighting techniques and soulful retro pixel artwork. I personally think this game looks cool. I love the concept of, switching between the two characters to solve puzzles. There's a lot of other games that I enjoy that do things like that. Brothers, A Tale of Two Sons is something that comes to mind. This one might not have the most unique look to it. There are a lot of other games and even some games on the list that kind of look like this, but if the gameplay and the story and the characters are as charming as the game says, then sign me up. I'll go Eastward. Why not? We have Eldest Souls, which is coming sometime in 2020. Summer 2020 is what the developer is saying. It all ended with one sword, ancient gods and endless deaths. In the beginning, there were gods, long imprisoned and forgotten in the temples of the Citadel. They have siphoned the life essence from this world in their final act of vengeance. A lone knight embarks upon a quest to slay the gods and restore the balance. One warrior, one sword against them all. Eldest Souls is a challenging Souls-like, get it, Souls is in the name, pixel art boss rush game. The old gods have been long imprisoned, humanity has prospered, great kingdoms have arisen from the now forsaken temples of worship, but no longer. This game features the old gods, and slaying gods is no easy task. Prepare yourself to be overwhelmed by brutal, challenging encounters in which only the most unrelenting will make it through. A dying world where you explore and discover the mysterious ancient citadel, prison of the old gods. This monument of the human's triumph has long been forgotten, and something dark has taken root within its mazes. You progress and adapt because every encounter with the old gods will be unique, new, and challenging. Claim their power, unlock various talents and abilities, and slay them all. A Souls-like boss rush game on Switch? Yeah, I'm there. Gods and Monsters is next, and this one has actually recently been in the news because some bad stuff happened. And don't worry, it's not that bad, and everything got figured out. We don't know when the game's coming, but we know it is coming. This is from the creators of Assassin's Creed Odyssey. It's a storybook adventure set on an island full of mythical creatures. Save the Greek gods by taking on tricky challenges, dangerous dungeons, and heroic trials. Okay, this is a lot like Breath of the Wild, and if you saw the recent news, you can tell that this game is a lot like Breath of the Wild. Save the gods have fallen victim to the most deadly creature in Greek mythology, Typhon. Embark on an epic journey to help restore their powers. You get to wield the power of the gods. The gods of Olympus have given you special powers. Use them to fight and explore the ground and in the air. You get to confront mythological beasts. You put your combat skills to the test as you face off against mythical beasts like Gorgons, Hydras, and Cyclops, and you get to live in a painterly world. Discover a beautifully artistic open world full of surprises in this heroic journey. This is one of the cooler games that Ubisoft has coming, because lately Ubisoft makes games that kind of seem like all their other games, and now they're seemingly making a game that's just more like a different game, and it's not theirs, it's Zelda. But regardless, Gods and Monsters looks cool, and if you can kind of emulate Breath of the Wild a little bit and put a fun, different twist on it, yeah, why not? And now for a change of pace. The Good Life is available in 2020 sometime, and this is nothing like any of the other games that we have talked about. Here you play as Naomi, a journalist from New York who moves to backwoods British town called Rainy Woods in order to pay off her massive debt. See, I told you this is nothing like the other ones. The only way for her to escape from debt hell is to take pictures of the happenings in the town and report on them. Of course, the happiest town in the world is not your average town. The inhabitants of the happiest town in the world are some of the most bizarre people you'll ever come across. You'll live alongside them as you solve mysteries and experience a hearty helping of craziness. We're sure that you'll eventually come to love the mystery, horror, and good old charm that this town has to offer. It's a very cute looking game, but they mentioned that this has mystery and horror, and I put it on the list just because it is such a change of pace from everything else that we have seen so far. You're riding a sheep around, for God's sake, so I don't know. I'm gonna give it a go. That's always been like this fantasy of mine, like moving like out in the middle of nowhere to just like live this peaceful and quaint experience. I don't know, maybe I get to live it now in the Good Life. That's the good thing about RPGs. You get to be someone that you'll never be in real life. And I promise you, I will never move to some British small town and report on animals and weird horror. I promise. Hellpoint is next, and Hellpoint does not have a release date, but it is an intense action RPG taking place on Arid Novo, a derelict space station soaked in an intoxicating dark sci-fi atmosphere. Fight dreadful creatures, face the cosmic gods, and unravel their twisted story. Should the challenge be too great, play with a friend in local or online co-op. Yeah, Hellpoint is definitely a dark and challenging looking RPG set in a heavy atmospheric sci-fi universe where the line between science and occultism is blurred. Who doesn't want some occultism in their life every once in a while? Once a pinnacle of human achievement, the Arid Novo space station has fallen. Its ruins are now overrun by cruel interdimensional entities acting as puppets of the malevolent cosmic god. You have been created by the author, organically printed on Arid Novo, and sent on a mission to find out the unholy series of events that led to the catastrophic incident known as the Merge. This is another Souls-like coming to Switch, so if you are a fan of Souls-like games, this one definitely looks like Dark Souls, except it's set on a space station, so I think that's kind of cool. It still has like super difficult encounters, probably has some crazy bosses. You see one or two in the trailer here, and as far as Souls clones go, one in a space station? Yeah, it's pretty creative, right? Because they all get kind of repetitive, and anything that they do different is always a good thing. So if you're wanting another Souls-like game on Switch at some point, Hellpoint is coming to save you. Next up, we have a game that might appeal to you fans of Pokemon. Nexomon Extinction is a Pokemon-style game where you catch monsters, and we don't know when it's coming. They say summer 2020, but we'll see how that turns out. And there is actually one more game on this list that is a Pokemon style game, and we'll get to that one when it's time. But for now, Nexomon Extinction features classic monster catching. Trust yourself to step into the tall grass as you discover, tame, and evolve over 300 unique Nexomon. Enjoy catchy chiptunes while traveling the charming 2D world. Exciting battles, face wild Nexomon or the ones from other tamers in existing battles. The game's dynamic difficulty makes it easy to get into, but will require you to learn about its 11 elemental types to succeed. Obsidian, you explore a fantastical world, from arid deserts to sprawling forests and freezing tundras. There are many regions in Nexomon Extinction, each with special effects on monsters and secrets to uncover. And a new story begins with its exciting story, quirky characters, and a lighthearted companion who doesn't take himself too seriously. Nexomon Extinction is a delight for fans of classic monster catching. There you have it, okay? I don't have too much to say about Nexomon other than cool. I mean, I hope it's good, and I'll probably give it a go. It is very, very, very much like Pokemon, and I don't know how these games get away with this, but hey, if you think this is up your alley, I hope you like it. I hope you enjoy it. The monsters themselves do look kind of cute, and 300 is a lot of them. Over 300, so I mean, more than 300, that's a lot of monsters. I also love that they're talking about variety and the environments. That's cool too. I don't know, maybe I'll give it a go. Nexomon, why not? I thought Digimon was cool growing up. Maybe I'll think that Nexomon is cool now. Who knows? Pillars of Eternity 2 is coming this year to Nintendo Switch. Pillars of Eternity 1 is really, really good. It's an Obsidian game, and I've recently been loving a different Obsidian RPG, The Outer Worlds, and this is nothing like that. But Obsidian, great developer, so I love supporting them. Pursue a rogue god over land and sea in the sequel to the multi-award-winning RPG Pillars of Eternity. Captain your ship on a dangerous voyage of discovery across the vast, unexplored archipelago region of Deadfire. Bend the world to your will as you explore the depths of infinite possibilities, including detailed character customization, total freedom of exploration, and more meaningful choices at every turn. Another game with a lot of meaningful choices. That's what I love in RPGs, and Obsidian does that like no one else. Immerse yourself in a deep single-player RPG game experience enriched with cutting-edge technology and features. Deadfire builds on the foundation of classic D&D gameplay with vastly improved graphics, deeper game mechanics, and a whole new handcrafted adventure where choices truly matter. Discover the new region of the Deadfire. Plot your own course by ship and explore the rich and exotic islands, discovering new places, interacting with their inhabitants, and engaging in a variety of quests at every point. Build your party and customize your companions. Choose from 7 different companions to join you on your quests and assign multiple classes and deeper abilities for each. Witness their personal relationships and interactions unfold with the addition of a new companion system. If you love the original, you'll love this one. It won PC Gamer's Best RPG of 2018 award, and now it's coming to Switch. So yeah, it's a couple years old, but if you like Pillars of Eternity and you somehow haven't played this on any other platforms, I suggest waiting for Switch because games like this are perfect for on the go. So if it runs well, it's gonna be a really, really fun time. This next one is hypothetically still coming at some point. Shin Megami Tensei 5 was announced for Switch a long time ago, and we haven't heard a single thing about it since then. I find that kind of weird, but Atlas has confirmed that it's not canceled. And a lot of people thought like, hey, is there something going on? Because, you know, you guys announced this and then never talked about it again. And the word is, hey, it's still coming at some point. We just have no idea when it's going to be. I know that fans of the series have been waiting for a long time, and everyone was really excited when this first got teased/announced, and then radio silence. And radio silence often doesn't bode well for a game, but with the pedigree that this team and, you know, these games have, I think it'll turn out being okay. Hopefully the wait isn't too much longer. We'll see, but I wouldn't hold my breath for this one coming anytime soon, but when it does come, I'll be ready. Sports Story is coming sometime in mid-2020 according to Nintendo's website. And if you like Golf Story, chances are you will be a fan of what Sidebar Games is doing once again. It's a game about sports, but not always. Various non-sporting pursuits provide variety. Alternate activities like dungeon exploration, stealthy infiltrations, and fishing expeditions mean something unexpected awaits around every corner. Sometimes it is even sports. Features include embarking on a golfing adventure in both ordinary and fantastical places, back to their Golf Story game. Undertake full-time study at renowned tennis academy. Make friends and enemies in your quest for sporting excellence. Dungeons, espionage, minigames, buried treasure, and you get to meet the queen. Make your coach proud by competing in a Decasportathon. That's a good word right there. Yeah, up to 4 players. If you play Golf Story, you'll know that they do really fun stuff. I'm excited. Mid-2020 is right about now, so hopefully we hear something about its release soon. I promised another Pokemon-style adventure, and this one is a very, very, very Pokemon style. And it is Temtem, and it's a massively multiplayer creature collection adventure. Okay, that's the different thing here. It's massively multiplayer. MMO, Pokemon, cool. Catch every Temtem, battle other tamers, customize your house, join friends' adventure, or explore the dynamic online world. Every kid dreams about becoming a Temtem tamer, exploring the 6th island of the airborne archipelago, discovering new species, and making good friends along the way. Now it's your turn to embark on an epic adventure and make those dreams come true. There is like a playable build of this on PC. And while I'm not gonna play, I did watch some footage, and this is so much like Pokemon. Like super, again, I don't know how they get away with doing this. I don't. Obviously, it's fine because it's different enough. The game exists and there's no like legal battle going on. But hey, this is coming to Switch at some point. They're saying 2020. I don't know if the game makes the release date or not, the release year, but 6 different islands as opposed to just one region. That's very, very cool. And again, if you haven't had enough of catching Pokemon, maybe catching Temtem could be for you. And this does have the MMO element, so that'll make it extra interesting. We have just a couple games left here to go, and Warsaw is one of them. It has no firm release date right now, but it is a challenging World War II turn-based tactical RPG taking place in a war-torn city and sporting beautiful hand-painted graphics. Lead a small dedicated outfit of civilians and soldiers with their unique skills in their fight to take back the city besieged by occupying forces. You get to enlist the help of men and women, soldiers and civilians, the young and the old, and use their unique skills, expertise, and abilities to challenge the enemy. Meet people from all walks of life, united in their attempt to overthrow the German occupiers. You create a mix of versatile skills that will allow you to flank your enemies, detonate obstacles, snipe stragglers, and push or pull enemies into the area where your carefully planned attacks deal the most damage. Make sure your heroes are stacked with the right weapons, salvaged, obtained from the enemy, or airdrops. Develop them using medal systems and unlock a unique set of skills and construct the best team of all the heroes. This one's been out on PC for a while, and while it doesn't have amazing reviews, I still thought the art style looked cool enough for us to include on this list. It has mostly positive reviews, 257 of them to be exact. It was released October 2nd of 2019, so it's a little old, but not too old. And if it catches your attention, it'll be on Switch sometime soon. Check it out. The last spot on our list is reserved for this super unique looking game. It's called World of Horror, and it doesn't currently have an exact release date, but it is coming to Switch along with other platforms. It is a black and white style horror game that somehow just grabbed my attention. I didn't know what it was all about when I first saw it, but you get to experience the quiet terror of this one-bit love letter to Junji Ito and H.P. Lovecraft, navigate a hellish roguelike reality with turn-based combat and unforgiving choices. Experiment with your deck of event cards to discover new forms of cosmic horror in every playthrough. The inevitable awaits. It has some overwhelmingly positive reviews on Steam, so you know it's of quality, including some major websites like The Verge and Kotaku all loving it. And this, another game that mentions the old gods. It says the old gods are reawakening, clawing their way back into a world that's spiraling into madness. In hospitals, abandoned classrooms, quiet apartments, and dark forests, strange appearances and unexplainable phenomena test the sanity of the residents of Shiokawa, Japan. Is it chaotic retribution or the machinations of things beyond our comprehension? This is the world of horror, and the end of the world is nigh. Honestly, the first thing that grabs me is just the totally unique look at it. Other than it being black and white, the art style is like kind of creepy, and obviously the scenarios that you find yourself in are also very, very creepy. It's been on PC for a little while. It was released in February, but it's still making its way to Switch, hopefully this year, and I'm going to get on board because I actually really like horror-themed things, and this is super unique looking. So I'm in there. I'm here for it. Okay, so there you have it. 21 RPGs coming to Nintendo Switch. Some are soon, some aren't so soon, and some we have no idea. I'm looking at you, Shin Megami Tensei 5. A big list, some very, very cool stuff here. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Which one of these games are you looking forward to the most, and which did you not know about and you maybe have your eye out on now thanks to this video? If we helped, make sure to smash that like button, subscribe if you're not already subscribed, join the Switch Strong Discord server where there are thousands of Switch fans there every day, helping each other, talking, having good, positive conversation, and just being overall fans of Nintendo. Thank you for watching. We appreciate your support. SwitchForce